With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 4 of the Sandman Show. It's a lovely Sunday morning. Yes, I am recording this on a Sunday morning. My voice is a bit rusky, a bit husky. So pardon my voice. Pardon these noises you hear, which is basically my guitar. Yes, my guitar is going to make an appearance in this show. A lot of things are going to happen in this show. And I am making a lot of noise because I'm recording the show in a different manner today. All that shall be discussed later. Welcome to the Sandman Show. I have good news to give you. Great news to give you. Great news to give you. The great news is this podcast, which was initially on Spreaker.com, is now on Spotify. It already was on Spotify, and Spotify, thank you so much. Second is iHeartRadio. iHeartRadio is this platform, and iHeartRadio has featured my podcast on their website. So I'm thanking you. I'm applauding you, iHeartRadio. Thank you so much. I am humbled, and I'm really, really happy. That was a fake applause, but if I could give you a real applause, I would give the biggest standing ovation of my life to you guys. Exaggeration, excitement, fine. What is today's episode going to be about? The question is, what is it going to be about? This is Sandman, not the Ant-Man, not the Sad Man. You know the rules, you know the game, you know the gist, if you have listened to the previous episodes. If this is the first episode you're listening to, because it's in inverse order. I did it purposely, by the way. 4, 3, 2, 1. From the latest to the oldest. If you're listening to this for the first time, welcome to my show. Please don't go. Horrible rhyming. This is Sandman, and I am basically using aliases. Sandman is not my name. It could be a name. I am not judging if it is someone's name. I would want to Google that. Interesting. And I have built basically a radio universe. The Sandman Radio Universe, the SRU. Where I have fictional characters. I am Sandman, a humble loser who is talking on a mic all the time. I'm going to make a lot of shout-outs throughout this episode, so that's just a heads up. The people know who they are. I use nicknames, aliases, pseudonyms. That's a reference to one of the previous episodes. But all this blabber to say that today's episode has a topic. The topic is not swears or whatever I mentioned in the title. The actual topic for today's show, and you know the drill if you listen to the previous episodes, when I say the word, jot down, if you have a paper and pen, or if you're thinking, really think it out loud, the first 3 words that come to your mind. So if I say apple, I think of fruit, phone, laptop. Ooh, that doesn't sound great. Okay, so I'm going to give you the topic for today's show, and today's show is going to be about language. Now quickly, when I say language, what are the first 3 words that come to your mind? You have them? Cool. Now in the past 3 episodes, I spoke of identity, I spoke of love, I spoke of friendship, and some episodes I gave my 3 words, some I didn't. But today I'm going to give them, because they're really boring. When I thought of language, I thought of English, Français, and Hindi. Now you have more clues as to what my identity is. That being said, language. What is language? Language can be used for communication. Communication between friends, between lovers, between people, between animals and people, between aliens and people. Language can be used for art. It is used for science. And we shall start with some art. As I said, today's episode is a special one because bad news, unfortunately, I couldn't find a way to find music for today's episode. I was out of time, and that goes against one of my previous episodes' point that we do all have time, we just do not know how to manage it. Time is a resource. You have time, you just can't manage. Business school topics aside, I have a guitar. But this isn't my song. This isn't my work at all. This is basically a friend / brother / sibling / whatever you call it. But for me, he is a friend whom I call the IP man. So the Invincible Poet Man. He is invincible, he is a poet, and he's a man. Invincible Poet Man sent me a poem recently. We were talking on the discussion about sadness, about tears, about a lot of things like that. So there's this poem that I titled Tears, but the poem is his. I just gave a title. I just gave it name Tears. And I shall start with that poem. You have been listening to the Sandman Show, and I'm sorry if the volume is all over the place. As I said, this is a very special episode number 4, where it's just me, my guitar, and all the friends, all the love I have received that I'm sharing to all of you. And I'm sharing back to the people who gave me the love. And this is an episode not about love, it's about language. And we shall start with some poetry. I cried today against the lofty yet false ideals of masculinity. I cried today. Bottled up emotions bubbling in my mind, clouding my thoughts, keeping me from being kind. I fought it back valiantly. I held back that tear. I walled myself up, wouldn't let anyone near. But in the darkness of the night, it all came back. The thoughts, the emotions, the fears and the tears. My eyelids brimming as though waiting for permission to roll down. Perhaps as a mark of respect to years I fought them back. Then it came gushing as I let myself free. Little drops of tears taking huge loads off my heart. They weren't drops, but were emotions. I could see their names written across my face. Anger, regret, self-doubt and betrayal, frustration, depression, and profound grief. But the last one rolled down and said, "I'm your friend." I asked him his name, and he called himself Relief. Apologies for the guitar noise. Oh, Heavenly Lord. That was way more intense than I expected. I really did not expect. Invincible, Poet Man, you have a way with words. That's all I have to say. And I need a break, so I'm going to play... What do I have? I have the Winter Soldier theme, Captain America Winter Soldier theme. It's called Taking a Stand. It's one of my backup songs in case something goes wrong, by Niall Stenson. And it's one of my favorite themes, by the way. So listen to the whole thing. Tell me what you think of Captain America 2. Arguably one of the best or the best MCU movie. And here we go. Niall Stenson, thank you. You're coming to my rescue. You're the real Captain America. So I'll catch you after the break. Ooh, that brought back the energy. That brought back the energy. This is the Sandman show. This is Sandman, not the Ant-Man, not Captain America for sure. I'm far from being at any level close to the legendary Steve Rogers from the MCU. Language, poetry, music. Who likes music here? Do you listen to any music? You don't? I'm judging you not. I do not judge. I mean, I do judge, but I do not want to be judgmental towards those who do not listen to music. But let's face it, we all have at some point, or we all do at some point, listen to music. So second shout out goes to a friend whose music unfortunately can't be featured on this show because of formatting reasons. But he is a friend who has recently launched a new single, really dope. It's deep house, I believe, the genre music. And it's obviously containing adult-themed, explicit, whatever you call it. But it's not going to play it here. It's just a special shout out to that friend. And I'm going to put a link to that single below. Wishing him all the best. I have not found a nickname.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right. ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Or an alias yet. As of now, I can only call him Virat Kohli. Because Virat Kohli, I'll call him Virat Kohli. So Virat Kohli, your music has been featured on the links below. Niall Stenson, your music has been featured in the links below, and we shall be right back and discuss more after a small break. Let's listen to something in between the break. What the heck was that? Well, yes, that was a reminder. The 3 words I gave you before. The 3 words that I thought of. English, français, hindi. Alors, maintenant on va passer au français pour les francophones qui écoutent à cet épisode. Bienvenue. Je suis malheureusement pas dans l'état... Pardon my French. #pardon my French. Literally. What is language? Is it just these 3 types of words I just gave you? No, language is everywhere. It's between. It's. I recently did a course. Okay, it's a course called Adobe certification course. So I have learned a new language called Adobe. Is it a language? Can it be termed as a language? Maybe. No, technically no, it's not a language. But let's just say the interface, the whole how you use the software, it's a language. Similarly, when you interact with animals, with dogs, it's a language. When you interact with birds, it's even more interesting. Pet bird. Yeah, pet bird. I know a pet bird who's really famous, but he used to be my professor, I would say. So he taught me so much about life, just seeing him being simple, he's adorable. So he's my professor, my little professor. So, language. I gave you a poem before. I talked about the 3 language related to my identity. Now, between friends and lovers and people, what is it in the language that it's a question I'm asking you. What is it in the language that you find the best? What is it in the language that you find amazing? Is it the words? Is it really... Now, if I say the word oneirophobia, it's a real word, oneirophobia. Look it up. It's a homework for the Google. The homework for the Google and search oneirophobia. I'll write it down below. oneirophobia. Oneirophobia. So what is oneirophobia? It's a word. But no, that's not my point. That is not my point. My point is, we express between people using not only the content of what we say, but the way we say it. How do you say it? Do you say it sweetly? Do you say it in a romantic French accent? You know, the stereotype of le français que je déteste parce que c'est un stéréotype. Yes, I hate this stereotype. I also hate the Indian stereotype because people think we roll all our... No, we do not have a chapati in our mouth, you know, that we roll. Come sta? Bello, bello, ragazza. See, I can make all sorts of accents. And I am not here to offend anyone because I hate the accents. I am a mishmash of a lot of accents myself. And yes, there is an article by this old BuzzFeed writer about how her environments shaped her accents, and why we should not make fun of Priyanka Chopra. And it is true. Priyanka Chopra switches between her accents, and I can relate to that so much as a person having lived here. She is not fake for having those accents. It's just confusing. I mean, for me, it's just confusing when you're faced with a person speaking in an American accent, you speak in an American accent. When I'm with my mother and father, I speak with not this accent because this is also very exaggerated. But yeah, I have a fluid, flexible, adaptative to the audience accent. Quand je parle aux gens français, je parle aussi avec un accent différent. अब जब हम हिंदी में बोलते तो क्या बोलते भाई बेड़ो? Oh wow, that was horrendous. I feel bad for having put in a bit of Mumbai in my. Next shoutouts. A few more shoutouts. I'm sorry, this episode is a bit boring because it's more shoutouts and more blah blah. I have to make a shoutout to Hulk Bhai from Mumbai. Bhai means brother, so basically Hulk brother from Mumbai. I have to make a shout out to Wonder Woman. She has been Wonder Woman has been a friend, colleague during this course I did recently, and we spent basically 10 days together, and after the 10 days got over, we became really good friends, and she has been an inspiration, a guiding light, and yeah, I believe in her, she believes in me, and we share a lot of good vibes. So Wonder Woman, thank you. You inspire me. I respect and adore you. Nightwing, you too. These are all people who won a contest recently. I launched a small contest on my private account on social media. Nightwing, Wonder Woman, Hulk Bhai from Mumbai, as well as a special long-distant cousin in the continent of Africa called Sue. So I have in the continent of Africa, in the southern part of Africa, a cousin named Sue. That's about all I can say about her, because she is amazing. She is someone I do find that she has a very interesting personality. Why am I bringing... With all this talk of accents, my accent is getting mixed up. And that's so ironic. We are talking of language. I made some accents and... yeah, karma is coming and biting back at me. Alright. Focusing on what I'm saying, thank you to all the guys and girls who participated in the contest, who got answers wrong at times, right at times. But the top 4, as I mentioned, were Hulk Bhai from Mumbai, another brother of mine, Nightwing and Wonder Woman tied for the 3rd place, and Sue from South Africa at number 4. You guys are all awesome. I love you guys so much. Thank you. You make me feel nice to have social media accounts. That's a really dark statement, but yes, social media should be fun. It should be what it used to be, not all this data collection and hackers and all that I'm actually supposed to be studying and I'm supposed to be analyzing for my professional development. I've said too much about my identity. I've said too much about shoutouts. Coming back to the last question of the day. When was the last time you spoke to someone and that person made you happy? Simple question. And I say speak, not a WhatsApp chat. Maybe video call would be okay because you can see the person and talk to the person. In person is the best. When was the last time you spoke with someone, seeing that person, and that person made you happy? Simple question. Second follow-up question is, did you show any gratitude to that person for having made you happy? And I say this because I do it. Those who know me, they know that I love giving gifts because I love receiving gifts. It happens rarely. And when I do receive gifts, the tiniest of gifts are the ones I keep the most at heart. Like, I'm like, this is so sweet. I do not like lavish That sounds very pretentious. But yes, I do not like lavish, big, expensive gifts. I like the small, creative ones. I keep them. I cherish them. I have gifts from ages ago. I have gifts from last year, from 2 years. I remember each and every gift that has been given to me, and I cherish them so that I can, at least whenever I feel bad or I feel anger or I feel anything, I just look at these pictures, I look at the memories, and I say, this was the moment this person thought of me and gave me this cute, funny gift. And yeah, gifts. We are not talking of gifts here, are we? Gifts are a language as well, aren't they? Do you speak the language of gifts? Because I'm about to ungift you and play the last song for the day. Last song for the day shall be by myself. I'm super nervous, but I shall try, because I'm running out of time, and I shall play the Iron Man 3 outro to exit the show. You have been listening to the Sandman. Make sure you send me an email. You send me music that you want featured. Yes, I feature music if it's clean, if there's no vulgarity, no explicit words. If it's clean and kids-friendly, basically, or me-friendly, basically, send it to sandman.happy@gmail.com. The show is now on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Last song for the day.
दर्दे दिल दर्दे जिगर दिल में जगाया आपने दर्दे दिल दर्दे जिगर दिल में जगाया आपने पहले तो मैं शायर था पहले तो मैं शायर था आशिक बनाया आपने
Ashik Banaya Aapne. Now, do you know where that song came from? Dun dun dun. That's a Bollywood reference. It's for all the people who know this legendary, iconic composer called Himesh Reshammiya. His legendary song called Ashik Banaya Aapne. Yes, this was his inspiration for that song. Or I think it was. That's what I heard from an interview and I saw in a movie. Alright, so we spoke of Ashik Banaya Aapne. Ashik means lover, but I mean lover, it is lover, and it is lover in the most deepest poetic sense. But the love that Ashik Banaya Aapne means you have made me an Ashik, you have made me a lover. And I feel so much love, and not the romantic kind, the gratitude kind. Because episode 4, that means it's been 4 weeks I've been doing this. It's the 4th week I'm doing this. I'm not doing this for 4 weeks. But you get the point. Sandman says thank you to everyone who listens to the show, everyone who doesn't but is still part of my life some way or the other, who is sending me good vibes some way or the other. And thank you. Thank you to Spotify. Thank you to iHeartRadio. Thank you to Spreaker. And language is so beautiful that I can now say goodbye in any language I want. So I'm going to say arrivederci. Goodbye, folks. It's been a pleasure.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.